Moxie there. Well, it's time to welcome one of our KUSI golf experts, USD golfer and first team all West Coast Conference golfer, Scott Brace. Scott, first of all, thank you for taking your time on this Sunday night to come in.
Thanks for having me, Rick.
All right. Well, you spent some time out at Torrey Pines this week. What was your involvement in the tournament?
Actually, me and a few of the guys on the team, we were just working in the locker room cleaning the guys' shoes. We got to talk to a few of the guys, ask them about their rounds, ask them what they thought of the course, and yeah, just basically hang out with the guys and participate in cleaning their shoes for the week.
It's better than that, Scott. Don't kid yourself. Hey, with that being said, what were some of the things that the guys were saying in the locker room about this week's Torrey Pines tournament?
They had a lot of really good things to say. As far as I'm aware, the greens were running 12 on the stimp meter, so they were nice and fast. The rough was nice and thick. And as evident by the scores, it was a little bit easier than the 2008 US Open.
I know they were kind of complaining about the North Course a little bit. Some of those guys, when Tiger complains, everybody listens. But I mean, was there a lot of complaining going on? Because it seemed like when I went out there on Thursday and Friday, they were complaining a little bit about the course. The course was, was that the general consensus, or did everybody seem to like it?
The greens were a little bit bouncy, and obviously the guys that don't do as well are always going to moan a little bit more than the guys that are shooting the 63s and the 64s. But as far as I'm aware, it was a perfect PGA Tour venue.
Now, I don't know if you saw Tiger Woods or not in the locker room there, but it kind of seems that Tiger Woods has kind of lost that fear factor he had just 2 years ago before everything went on. Is he Tiger Woods still, or is he just another above-average golfer?
It's funny you should mention that, actually. I heard an interview by Ben Crane at the start of the week. Ben Crane, the defending champion coming into this week, and he said that he really doesn't expect to win this tournament simply because of the fact that Tiger's around. So that tells me straight away that the guys, they really still do feel his presence, and even though he's not firing on all cylinders right now, he's still out there, and every player has him in the back of their mind.
You kind of mentioned earlier when we were talking, you said he's maybe trying too hard. What do you mean by that?
Everybody expects him to come out and just start shooting the numbers that he used to be shooting, and you can see it in his eyes that he's frustrated. I mean, golf's an ongoing process. It's an experiment. Every time you step up to a shot, the lie's different, the wind's different. You've got to try and shape the ball a different way, different trajectories. And Tiger knows he can do it. He's doing it on the driving range. He's doing it in practice. It's just not happening in the weekend when it matters.
Now a lot of the long drivers were in the contention. Let's hear from one of these guys about how the big hitters and why they were in contention, and we'll get your reaction.
No, man. I mean, if you see these kind of courses, you really have to be precise. I mean, I don't care how long you hit it, you really have to be precise, and that's a key in golf. Pin positions are really tough. I mean, around the greens is tough. Everything is hard on this course, so you just gotta stay patient, give yourself the best opportunity, and just keep hacking at it.
Now, you look at the final leaderboard, and it's the big hitters. Bubba Watts and Phil and Vegas are all 300 plus. Has the finesse golfer become obsolete in the PGA Tour?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, you've got Bubba Watson is leading the driving statistic category this year at 315 yards per tee shot. But it's not how far you hit it, it's where you hit it. And Bubba's scoring this week is testament to how well he drove the ball, because he led the greens and regulation category at 82%. And if you look at golfers of history, Johnny Miller was the first person to shoot a 63 in a major tournament, and nobody has broken that since. I mean, there's been numerous times throughout the years where people have matched that number, and Rory did it last year at St Andrews in the 2010 British Open, but nobody has surpassed that. So as far as how technology is evolving and people saying the game is becoming easier, that's not necessarily true. If you look at what Phil did on the last two holes as well, he hit two, well, aside from 18, he was a little bit wayward, but his drive up 17 was fantastic. But you still have to put the ball close, and that's exactly what he did with two quality wedge shots.
Well, and let's talk a little bit different. In college golf, which you play, you carry your own bag, but in the pros they have caddies. We saw what Phil Mickelson's caddy did for him this week on 16 and then again on 18 on Sunday. You used to caddy over in England. How tough is it being a caddy, because you get blamed for giving the wrong club and then you don't get any credit when they make a good shot, do you?
Yeah, that's kind of right. But the main thing is just to be positive and make sure that the last thought that you give to your player is a positive one. I mean, you don't want that guy going in there and hitting any shot with any doubt. And the guys accept it as caddies. They know it's their job. So when things go well, they're going to get a pat on the back. When it's not going well, then they have to take a look at the way they're managing their caddy game.
All right, well, Scott, believe it or not, that's 7.5 minutes. I told you to be quick, didn't I? All right. So anyway, Scott Brace from USD. Scott, thank you very much for coming in. Your complimentary KUSI coffee mug is in the mail, or maybe I'll just give it to you on the way out.
Thank you very much.
All right. Scott Brace, man, I think if that guy doesn't become a professional golfer, he will probably take my job.
He can speak well.
Yes.
He's got the gift of the gab.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
all
you,
right.
guys.
Thank
Rick,
you.
thanks so much. We will